the LFC Cast.
In association with LFConline.com.
Please like, share and subscribe. Well, this isn't like the Liverpool side when we score 4 or 5 goals, is it, Greg? We had to win with a gritty 2-1 win. It's scary. It's scary to watch.
It is another scary last 10 minutes like it was the other night as well.
But it's exciting, and I'm glad we won again. So great result, 2-1 against Tottenham, a great team, and now we're into the quarterfinals, which is fantastic. Greg, let's talk a little bit first about the team lineups. I think there was 11 changes, wasn't there? 11
changes, yeah. So a lot of people had, chances to make an impression, and I think a lot of them did impress.
Amazing, Greg. A lot of the young guys, done a lot. And in fact, not even just the young guys, the older guys as well, like Sturridge, who had something to prove, all proved themselves tonight, didn't they?
They did, yeah. And I was like, obviously, Sturridge and Origi and those type of players who have played with the first team a little bit, you expect them to do well. But what really impressed me is some of the younger players like Alexander who came in.
Yeah.
I thought he was very, very good.
Yeah, definitely, Greg. Alexander was brilliant at right back. I thought at one point he was a winger because he was up the pitch so often. I mean, early in the game, in the first half, he was making so many runs and he was clear, wasn't he, at sometimes?
He did, yeah. And the thing that sort of got to me was how much confidence he had. Going into a game, it's a cup game, yeah, but we're playing Tottenham. And I know they had a lot of changes as well, but, he wasn't scared at all of going forward, pushing at them, running at them.
Yeah, Alexander was great, Greg. But what do you think about the whole defence? Clavan, Moreno, Lucas?
Yeah, I thought they were good. I think Lucas, he's going to do a job for you every time there. I think he just goes in, any position really with Lucas. He'll go in, he'll work his socks off.
Yeah.
And he seems to...
He just gets stuck in, doesn't he? He just does his job so well.
Yeah, definitely, Whereas I think Clavan, he was the one that impressed me the least today. I thought he made maybe too many mistakes, really.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about Clavan, Greg, to be honest with you, because I know he's not getting a lot of games and he's quite old now. He's in his 30s, isn't he? So, he's not going to be setting the world alight. And he did make a few mistakes, a couple of bad passes, a couple of bad touches. But again, he did, we only conceded 1 goal, so it wasn't too bad. Lucas, for me, I thought he was great. He's solid. He's solid in defence. He's solid in defensive midfield. Wherever you play him, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He loves Liverpool Football Club. What about Moreno?
Well, Moreno, for me, he is what he is. That's all I can say about him now. He's made so many mistakes in the past. And yeah, he's good at going forward now and again, but for me, he's not our player in that position.
No, he's not. And Milner's that guy, isn't he? Milner's definitely that guy. So midfield, we had a few other young players as well. We had Stewart, we had Grujic. In fact, Grujic, Greg, what do you think of Grujic? I thought he was really good.
Yeah, Grujic, I like him. I think he's definitely a player of the future.
Yeah.
He's going to be really good for us. Yeah, there's a few mistakes here and there, but he looks like he's got something, a bit of potential there.
Yeah, definitely, Greg. And noticed a few things that were great about Grujic is that when he lost the ball, he was getting back onto it, making tackles again. And a lot of the passes, especially in the second half, were excellent. A lot of through balls he was making for Sturridge and Ings. I think he's got so much potential, Grujic. Wijnaldum, again, I think he's really good. He does a good job in midfield. When we bought him, I thought he would be on the wing a lot more, but he's more of a central midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's really good. I think he's coming back into team. We integrated him back in the other day, and I think he's going to be a big player this season.
Yeah, he just needs to get a goal now. He seems desperate to get a goal, doesn't he? Every time the ball was coming to him, he's just fucking shooting like... So moving on to the attack, we've got Origi, which you always tell me is Origi.
It is Origi.
It's not, Greg. I've spoken to Origi. I've spoken to Origi, and he said his name's Origi. Yeah, okay, we'll agree on Origi. So you got Origi and Sturridge up front. How do you think they did, Greg?
Yeah, I think they were our 2 best players, Dan. And looking at the starting lineup, you come to expect that, and they did deliver on that.
No, I definitely agree, Greg. I think that Origi was brilliant. He was making so many good runs, so many dummies down the wing, down the sides. Set up Sturridge for the shot, which he should have scored, if you remember, in the first half.
Yeah.
He spooned it a little bit. Sturridge, apart from that miss hit a couple of times and a couple of chances he missed, was excellent. He scored 2 goals. He was fantastic, wasn't he?
Fantastic, yeah. And I hope when he gets chances in the Prem, he feeds off what happened tonight because he's a goal scorer. He can do it. Yeah. It's just he's got to be doing it regular for us because we've got Firmino, Coutinho,
We've got that much talent up front. Do you think that Sturridge might get a start next game?
I'm not sure if he will get a start on Saturday, because Klopp's rested so many players tonight that they're going to be fresh and ready to play on Saturday.
Firmino, Coutinho, Mane didn't even get a game tonight, which is great news. So I think they come straight back in against Crystal Palace. But that doesn't take anything away from Sturridge, who was really professional. He come on, he done his job. He got 2 goals, could have got 3 or 4 goals. So it's just great to see that he's scoring again. That's great news, isn't it?
Definitely. What do you think about the penalties? Well, the penalty and the other one that could have been a penalty.
Yeah, the penalty decision I thought was really harsh. I don't think much happened at all. I think Lamela just went down. You know what I mean? And he got the penalty. I think on the second penalty appeal, I think it was a penalty. Yeah. So in a way, I kind of just thought, fair enough. 2-1's a fair result because one was harsh. The other one that they didn't get was a penalty. You know, Moreno's just a bit reckless, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, definitely, and I felt a bit sorry for Lucas on the first one because I don't think, as you just said, it was a penalty and he'd done such a good job for us.
He did.
I thought it was a bit harsh.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Lucas as well, Greg. It was minimal contact and I've seen them given, I've seen them not given. It was a bit of nothing. So, I moved on from that. I'm glad it didn't affect the night in a negative way. We won, and that was great news.
We did. I just wish it stopped making me panic like that right at the end of games. Why can't we win games 2-0, 3-0, 4-0?
Yeah, definitely, Greg. We were winning 4-0 and 5-0 in the past, but then all of a sudden, Man United came and it was 0-0, and then we had 2-1 last week and we had 2-1 tonight. It's getting ridiculous, isn't it? It is, yeah. Being a Liverpool fan. Sick of all these hard wins.
I know, yeah.
So I'm writing into Klopp and Liverpool to say, listen, lads, if you don't start winning 4 or 5-0 again, I'm not watching yous, because that's the type of fan I am.
Don't you call him Klopp?
Yeah, John Klopp. John Klopp. So, Greg, who do you think the man of the match was tonight?
Well, we both spoke about it before the podcast, and I think we both completely agree that Sturridge was the man of the match tonight.
Well, I was going to say Mignolet, but yes, no, it wasn't really.
Game.
He did have a good game, actually. To be fair to Mignolet, he's been on the bench the past few games, and he come on today, and he done a good job. He didn't spit his dummy out. He didn't, he just tried his best. I don't think he's going to start again against Crystal Palace. I think he's going to be back on the bench, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy he had a good game.
Definitely, he pulled off some great saves, throughout the game tonight, which kept us in the game.
And speaking of great saves, Tottenham's keeper, Vaughan, my word, he had a sensational game.
He did, besides the one that was for the camera where he just could have caught it and he did some mad backflip.
Oh yeah, where he just tipped it over the bar. It was ridiculous. What a dope! But he was a great keeper. Yeah, but on a serious note, we both agreed that it was Sturridge who was man of the match. I also thought that Origi had a great game, and I think if he played the full match and maybe got a goal, he would have definitely stole the man of the match performance. He was so close to me, but Sturridge pipped it with a really good performance. So let us know who you think the man of the match is in the comments below, guys. Any thoughts, any discussion points, let us know in the comments below, and we'll definitely respond to all of you guys.
Yeah, definitely in a big game against Crystal Palace at the weekend, so gives you score predictions for that as well. Yeah. And if everyone gets it right, we'll read you out.
Yeah, definitely. We read all of them out. And also, Greg, Benteke's back.
Yeah.
That's going to be scary.
It is, yeah. He'll be out to get us, won't he?
He will. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good night and you'll never walk alone.